Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Brother.
I fly, bro. That is never stopping.
Truck goes to Dwayne.
Cool story, bro.
Footy pajamas.
Hey, genius. It's 2 p.m. Central.
PG3 Radio.
Here's your host, Josh Friday,
Get him off pig, Freddy. Get him off pig.
Richard Mullican.
And as I put you down, my pants ripped.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of P3 Radio. I'm Richard Mullican, joined by my co-host, a man that knows in these uncertain times, nothing lasts forever, even cold November rain. And best friend Josh Brawley. Say hey, Josh.
We've been through this such a long time to train. How are you doing, my man? I like that November rain
I
reference.
do too. It's I think the song just ended.
It did.
It's a long ass song, isn't it?
Yeah, like you're talking about from its debut in 1993. Yeah, it ended last week.
20, almost 30-year-old song. 30 long.
30 long song.
Oh man, but episode 142, guys. We're not getting any cabin fever, are we, out there?
I was actually going to work that into the intro. We were maybe going to look up the definition of it because I was wondering if I had
What
it.
cabin fever might
Yeah,
be?
man. It's been a weird week. It's been a weird last couple of weeks.
I have
honestly.
decided not to shave because I haven't went anywhere. What do I have to, so my beard's getting bushy, as you can see, and I hadn't shaved my head in a month. So I'm, with all this
I
eating,
bet you look like a fucking
I'm starting to look
patient.
like
I'm not going to say where.
I'm starting to look like a fat Hulk Hogan, man. Like,
Do you often get mistaken for a Star Center person?
hey, sir, people just giving me money here,
Hey, buddy.
giving me a hamburger.
Where's your handler?
Either that or they think I'm homeless. Giving me money.
I just want you to know you're doing good by keeping yourself cleaned up and out here trying to do the right thing. You'll get a job. Don't worry.
I go to the liquor store now, and they're like, "You don't need this, buddy."
I thought they try to run you off for loitering after you get out of the car. Get the fuck out of here.
I just bought this.
I got out of my car. Oh, yeah, sure, that's your car.
Where'd you steal that damn car from? But yeah, man, I haven't shaved in a month, and it's like I don't know what I'm thinking. I know I'm bald. Like that's the thing. I know I have that horseshoe thing going on.
Look, just so everyone's clear, I seen that dumb bullshit that you posted on Facebook. I think I'm going to try to just grow out my hair. Maybe my hair's not done yet. Like it's going to fucking bloom like a damn daisy out in the field somewhere.
It was a joke, Josh.
Whatever.
It was a joke.
For people that don't know you, they probably think you're serious.
No, it was a joke. I was like, I actually said in the post, I was like, maybe, who knows? Maybe my hair's the type that needs that 2-month head start to keep growing.
It's gonna bloom.
Yeah, it's a joke. No, my hair ain't coming back.
You're trying to make it though, and dude, I hope it does.
It
I hope
won't.
maybe you can at least get
It
like
won't.
the Paul Heyman, Arn Anderson mullet.
I thought about growing like a skullet, like a like the bald mullet like Heyman used to have.
That's what I said. The Paul Heyman,
Yeah.
Arn Anderson mullet.
Slick it back into a ponytail.
Wear a hat all the time. That way people think, hey, he got long hair, don't he?
Yeah.
See, because dude, for real, it was a long time before I knew that Paul Heyman was bald.
Oh no, I knew that
Because he wore that hat during
the time.
ECW.
Yeah.
And he didn't take the hat off till he got to WWE. And no, he was still wearing it.
Yeah.
When he first
Yeah,
came around.
yeah.
You didn't see the pathetic baldness.
Yeah,
a
I mean
while.
that's
Is
why.
that, do you feel
honestly-
pathetic?
No, honestly, I look better with my head shaved than I did with hair. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm lazy.
Has anyone told you that?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, my wife.
Of
She's just
course.
kind of.
She's elbowing her fucking friend while she's, oh, baby, I swear you look
No,
better.
I've had people tell me, he's like, hey, you look fine bald. It's like you look, with your head shaved, you look okay. It doesn't look bad on you.
Maybe it's a good size.
Yeah, it's not like my head.
I mean, you're not killing me when you do it.
Right.
But, I'm not going to divorce you. It's all along the same lines.
Maybe could you wrap some tape around it and make it thicker?
Maybe just get a little bit more. Never
No,
mind.
I don't have any problems with the girth department. It's more of the.
You'll bust the barn door down, but you damn sure ain't gonna bust the back out.
Right. Like giving birth to a fat, short baby.
Is that Bundy down there? Oh, wait. Oh, no, in your case, it'd be Tojo.
Oh, man. Oh, but no, man. Like I said, I just hadn't shaved my head in like a month. And it's not really like a thing of like, I joked that I was letting it grow. I'm just lazy. I was like, if I ain't got to go nowhere, why waste the razors,
Or the time.
Yeah, or the time. Like, dude, I'll tell you what, I've been working from home. It's going to make me so lazy.
Yeah, it'd be almost like shaving your balls when you're single.
Like,
Why?
Why do it?
What's the point?
Why am I going to have itchy balls for the next month when this stuff starts growing back?
In all seriousness, you're stretching out a bit. But all seriousness, it's at least 2 days of fucking horrible, like, almost feeling like you got lice on your nuts.
I think I haven't taken a straight razor to it in a long time.
I hadn't had a straight razor took to it since I got that shit snipped off when I was a kid.
Like an old barber shop.
How much you want me to take off that, sir?
They put on the hot foam and they're like shaving it with the straight razor.
Do you want your dick to wear a bib today, or you just want to not have it? I trust you, Mr. Roy.
How did they used to do that back in the because we're not the first generation that had dick hair that grew,
Right?
And you had to trim that shit back.
No, I think it was fucking. I mean, for real, bush warriors for a long time.
But I mean, at what point would it because it keeps growing?
I think when people started being on film.
But no, I'm not talking about that. I was like, how did they do it? Like the ancient Greeks and stuff. And,
Oh, dude, there's a motherfucker out there right now that can shave his nuts with his Rambo knife. I mean,
yeah, I guess so.
But I guess like for everybody, that's a little. Oh goddamn! But to him, he probably go 90 miles an hour chopping them nut hairs.
Like
off.
early cavemen using rocks to like grind it off. But
I bet you were some bad motherfuckers back then.
Like it what because you have to trim it up. If not, you're like, oh shit, it's in my pants, like sticking to your leg. Like my balls don't stick to my leg anymore thanks to all the hair. Provides a buffer.
It acts as like a distancer.
Yeah.
A distancer. Kind of like you got bushes in front of the house protecting it.
I'll tell you what, Josh, we'll dive into this first story here, and it goes right with what we're talking about. If you're well groomed or not, people are going to know because this is a real thing. Police department reminds residents to wear pants while checking the mail. People have gotten so lazy with being at home.
That ain't what it is.
Is that not what it is?
They're looking for that damn stimulus check.
Oh.
And they are so ecstatic about the possibility that it might be in their mailbox.
Right.
They are just getting overwhelmed, and they're just running on out of the house without any britches on. And apparently they've been getting the police called. This isn't like in a rural type place. I mean,
no, this is neighborhoods.
Yeah.
All right, so it says Taneytown, Maryland, police are reminding residents to wear pants when checking their mailbox. In a Facebook post, police said, please remember to put pants on before leaving the house to check your mailbox. Police also stated, you know who you are. This is your final warning. Hey, Jeff, knock the shit off.
But is it not? I mean, it's illegal to go outside. I thought as long as you had like something covering your private parts.
No, as long as I mean, if you got underwear on, you're good.
So why are they saying that?
I think they're saying somebody's going out
nude.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe nude. Maybe they have a different statute. Maybe you have to have some kind of pants or shorts on. Like you can't just wear underwear.
I was gonna say because in New York City you got the naked cowboy and all he does is wear tighty whities.
Yeah,
he don't get arrested.
No.
So that's Times Square though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think everybody's just getting lazy. And everybody's eating their house, eating
their house,
everything in it, even their house. Baby, these shingles taste a little funny. Hell, I'll try anything. We're under quarantine.
Danny Davis, he ate what was it? Insulation?
Oh,
what was it?
Your uncle?
No, the other one. Remember?
Yeah, that was a joke. How much life you could survive by eating on insulation in the walls?
I've been eating this shit for 2 weeks, Rich.
He was a good dude.
He was, man.
Not the best time teller, but he was a good dude.
Another NT, my man.
But Jesus. But no, man. I saw this post that I made this post on Facebook. It was like I saw the meme. It was like when you wake up at 3 minutes before you had to log in for your job.
Oh, yeah.
It's just this guy like this fat guy rolling out of bed. Apparently
he had
was
the
from-
Arn Anderson hair, but it was all fluffed up like
Yeah.
a mad professor.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh man. So yeah, everybody's getting lazy from this, you know.
But, you know, I said something during the intro, and I'm being for real, man. Like cabin fever.
Right.
You know, I know what it is per se, but I don't know all of the symptoms. But I will tell you my symptoms, and you tell me, Dr. Mulligan, what you think. So for
Ball
maybe
cancer.
well, fuck.
Go ahead.
Never mind. No, man. Seriously.
Hey sis, it's Christmas. You got to get
Might
them
have a
chopped
gimmick.
off. Yeah.
Might have a gimmick.
Josh is gonna come in here in like
I can see
6
the
months
story
time after getting them cut off. He's gonna lose all testosterone. He's
Whenever-
gonna come out. You know what? I like the supple breast. It gives me something to play with it.
Oh, I can see it on Inside Edition. Whenever life gives you lemons, make lemonade, said one Bemis, Tennessee man who was, you know, I was dealt with a deadly blow, but I'm making the best of it. And I got a fucking wig and tits and shit.
It would cure your like obsession with like, I don't know, being inappropriate with women.
Yeah. No, I don't have an obsession with, what are you talking about?
Well, maybe I said that wrong. It would cure your sex addiction, maybe. Is that what it is? I don't know. Anytime we see a woman on screen, you're like, I'd do that woman. She is 93 years old.
No, it's not that bad. But yeah, I would do a lot of women.
Yeah, I know.
But I think that's just me being giving, you know? That's all it is.
It's like giving somebody a flyer for a place they're never going to go.
My man, if you was to just taste one candy cane, like you were given a candy cane at Christmas when you were like 5 years old, right? And you know, you savored that motherfucker. 'Cause it's the first candy cane you ever
Right.
had. You know, what would you do if you never got to eat another candy cane again, or it was just, you know, like another 5 years? Here you go.
I think you're downplaying your sex addiction of this candy cane. Like, it would be like, hey, you know how you like to breathe? Imagine you got one big lung full of air and that was it for the next.
I'm trying to church it up, man. Come
Yeah.
on. I just, yeah, I do. I guess, yeah.
Are you
You
trying
know.
to say it looks like a candy cane down there?
No, that's what I tell them it tastes like. It might taste like
I
candy
use
cane.
peppermint oil on my ball sack.
Yeah.
got the ball sack of a 19-year-old down there.
God damn, I wish, dude. I'd wear
Really?
boxers again.
Is that the
Dude, my nut. Dude, seriously.
I'd wear boxers again?
The-
You're
the-
down. Wait, you told me you wore boxers now.
No, I wear boxer briefs.
Oh, that's the same damn thing.
No, it's not.
It's
No, it's
just,
not.
It's
Boxer
just
briefs-
containing it to your upper thigh area.
Yeah, so I am guaranteed that my balls are going nowhere further than my upper thigh.
I'd rather
I'm
just keep them
guaranteed
right
that.
where they're supposed to be.
Because look, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, you look at your. You probably wore the same type of underwear the whole fucking time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I've
I mean, not the same ones.
the
same
style,
style.
same style. So
We're
when I
pretty
was
poor.
when I was a teenager, I wore boxers because
Right.
you know, I guess I don't know, man. If my nuts were at a certain position,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the older I got.
like yoga. Like my left nut's in downward dog.
No, dude, it's like I'm trying to think of something.
Right nut's in warrior 2.
The older I get, the more them motherfuckers droop,
Yeah.
and it's like
Gravity.
from age 20 to
Gravity.
age 37 now. I had to go transition from legit boxers that I felt very comfortable about. If
Right.
someone's seen me, you know, bent over and they've seen my underwear, you know, you're a cool guy. Wear
Right.
a boxer, whatever, not the goddamn tighty whitey bullshit.
Dude, I tell you this much, and I actually, we did a watch along last week for like a wrestling watch along on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and you were there, and I talked about how I think it was it Macho Man that we were watching with Hulk Hogan? He jumps off the top rope to the outside and lands, and I told you I was like, there was one match that I jumped off the second rope to the outside, and I did like a sledgehammer or
Yeah.
something, double axe handle. And I landed flat-footed, and I just got
Oh,
this
wow.
intense pain in my balls.
Oh my god, yeah, I know.
Have
it's
you ever
so-
done that?
My god, dude. I
and
thought,
I had tighty whities on, like
I thought something was wrong with me
yeah.
for a while.
I was like,
And-
oh.
but it didn't start happening until I got a little older, you know, like closer to a teenager, maybe jumping off the porch, playing
Yeah.
around or whatever, that shit fucking hurts, man.
What is that?
I think it's just the vibration.
Like your balls are falling at a rate of whatever
It's
your
like
body's
the
falling, and it stops, and it
It's
just keeps-
inertia, and
Yeah.
it's your balls letting you know science is real, son.
I imagine that's why people, when they jump off of buildings, they do that last,
They
like before they
collapse.
die, they go, "Ugh!" It's not their back or anything. It's just balls hurt. And then they die. It's terrible.
And then they shit themselves.
Well, man, you were talking about stimulus checks. Did you get yours yet?
I have not. You know,
haven't?
Hey,
Yeah, we've already spent on it. No.
I got my wife. She did all our tax information and shit, and not at our house. She went to her parents' house.
Yeah.
And entered it all in because they got a printer. She can print out all the bullshit.
Yeah.
After you get done. Well, she didn't have our little book that has all our banking and passwords and shit
Yeah.
like that in it. She didn't know our route number, so we were going to just deal with the paper check, and then we hear, well, you may not get that for a long fucking
Oh,
time.
shit.
So we went on the IRS website after they
Put
get
it
their
in.
their new tool for whatever, and she put it in this morning. So hopefully, I mean, we're not fucking hurting by any means, but
Right.
it's just, I guess, it's kind of like you got something coming to you.
Right. Dude, I felt.
And what if the goddamn world falls apart and they don't send the motherfuckers?
Y'all promised me.
Because I mean, what's money at that point?
yeah.
But you could damn sure
You're
use
eating
it.
blackbird pie at that point.
Oh yeah, you could damn sure use it though to try to get whatever you needed if you seen it coming.
You're fighting over blackbirds that you shot that actually glided into your neighbor's yard.
Now you shot that over my yard just because it died in yours. It don't mean it's your bird. Fuck you. Wouldn't that be some shit?
Man, I feel kind of guilty taking the money. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And this is why, because I've been working the whole entire time.
It
You
doesn't
know,
matter.
And so I know it doesn't matter, but it's like you kind of feel like I started thinking, I was like, well, I'm building my gym. I could get me a nice, a nice stair stepper for this, and then I've had one in my cart for the past 2 days on Amazon, and I'm like, I don't want to hit the button because as soon as I hit the button, some shit's gonna break down, or they're gonna lay us off, or something. You know what I mean? And like that's the thing. I'm like, shit, So I don't really want to. I want to be, responsible with the money, but I also feel guilty for getting it because it's like I've been working this whole entire, you know what I mean? Like nothing has changed for me except, in fact, my job's gotten easier because I've been working from home, and everybody that I help support from home is not doing anything either. You know what I mean? Like they don't need me.
Yeah.
So it'd be really easy for them to go, all right, you're not essential anymore. We're just gonna, furlough you or whatever, however it's said.
Furlough.
So, and then I'd be screwed and then be like, well, I got this, I'm going to lose weight rapidly now.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Richard. I haven't worked in probably it's a month now.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, unemployment is being really good to me right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
I don't
nice.
want to go back to work. I'd actually be losing money to go back to work.
Got all this family time. I love people now. Get to see my daughters and my son.
But dude, I mean, seriously.
That is going to be one thing that I'm going to miss is all the family time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I was going to tell you my symptoms, Dr. Mulligan.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Pretty much the last maybe 2 weeks or so, more so a week and a half maybe.
Uh-huh.
Before that, I was kind of telling myself, because in the back of your head you kind of think those thoughts or whatever,
Right.
and then you tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself, and then you move along.
Right.
Well, Father Time is not forgiving with those little thoughts, and I'm sitting there thinking, seeing all these people on social media and stuff talking about this is really getting to me and blah blah blah.
Right.
People really fucking wigging out.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a personable person at all, so that really doesn't fuck with me. I love it now. I ain't got to get close to people. I fucking love it. But at the same time, my patterns have been interrupted
Yeah.
where I can't go and come as I please.
Right.
I have to go and come as need be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to go to the bathroom and jerk it. You can't do it in your bedroom.
No,
anymore.
I'm talking about
There's
if-
people here. I can't just jerk off in my living room.
If I was to want to go
Different go and come.
Walmart,
Gotcha.
I'm only limited to certain times now. And I think subconsciously I don't like being told what to
Right.
do. You know what I mean?
I don't like the fact that Walmart closes at 8:30.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's that notion of you're here.
Right.
You can't, after
Right.
9 o'clock,
right.
your ass ain't supposed to be leaving.
Not that you were going to do anything.
It's
It's just
just
the fact that
you're
if you
telling-
wanted to, you couldn't.
Right. And I've always been that way now that I think back.
Right.
Being from a kid, I've never taken that very well. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And I told you a couple of weeks ago that my biggest thing was I like going for rides right now.
Yeah.
That's actually been a fun thing for me. Get in the car, roll the windows down, turn on some music, and just ride.
Right.
And I saw the other day where I can't remember if it was here or somewhere else. Somebody was chastising people about how much traffic has went up, and I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm going fucking anywhere.
Right.
I could just drive from here to the mall and back, and somebody's like, oh, I can't believe he's out. And
Right. Well, I get what you're saying.
and somebody posted this thing, and I know we weren't supposed to talk about this, but I think this blood oat corona COVID thing has gotten to the point where it has. I remember we said we weren't going to talk about it unless it affected our lives, and I
Yeah.
pretty much can say
It's
we've
affected everybody's
It's
fucking
affecting
life.
everybody's lives, so we can talk about it. But somebody posted something on Facebook. Actually, your cousin. One of your cousins posted something on Facebook about all the things that have been said during this virus that scientifically have been said, like wear a mask when you go out. Well, don't wear a mask. It's not going to help you, but go ahead and wear one anyways. Wear gloves all the time, but don't wear gloves all the time. But maybe change the gloves. It's all this stuff that we've heard that's just
Right.
been like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now I'm hearing that it's possible that sunlight, and then they've always said warm, humid weather.
They just said warm weather, 80 degrees,
Yeah.
sunlight, drinking goddamn uniced water.
Vodka.
Literally,
I've heard
will
vodka
will cure it.
before.
Well, shit, I wish it was whiskey. I mean, goddamn, right? I'd have the goddamn serum.
So I'm taking it you haven't been on the wagon
Well,
since this whole thing.
no, man. I mean, I've bounced around. I'll get on there, go for a ride for a minute. and
You're
I'll
doing
jump
like
on.
the Marty McFly, grab onto the back of the wagon, but let go when you need to.
I'm on a skateboard, son. No, if you're being honest, man, I've drank. I go for maybe a few days, don't
Yeah.
do anything,
Yeah.
and then maybe a day or two in a row might drink a little bit, But I'm not like laying in my own vomit out in the front yard by any means. I'm not going overboard, but I feel more responsible now,
Right.
I guess, because, I guess I feel like the guy that dies and then he sees whatever he needs to see to change his life.
I think you did die that night. I ripped my pants.
I may have had, but getting back to my symptoms.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not trying to make a joke or anything. I'm being serious.
Yep.
For maybe the past week and a half, I've been having like fucking memory problems
Right.
to where, I could wake up at say 6 o'clock in the morning and, go and start doing shit around the house and might have a conversation with my wife and she's like, look, today, you need to fucking, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
please go to the store and get the kids. Yeah.
For God's sake, put on pants.
Yeah. And, whatever. I'm like, yeah, fine. And it'll be like 12 o'clock. I have no recollection of the conversation. And she'll, come about 3 o'clock when she wakes up, 'cause she's still working.
Right.
She has to fucking work. And she's like, so did you go to so-and-so and get that for Jason or whatever?
Right.
What are you talking about? Like, and there's been periods like that every day to where it's almost like we use the Riverside Drive
Right.
deal where you start on Riverside, you get to the end of Riverside, you may as well not even been fucking driving because you don't remember it. You're not sure if it happened.
Right.
You're not sure what happened in between, but you're there.
So next week I'm going to be doing this show and be like, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host and best friend Josh Brawley, and then I'm going to get this. Say, hey, Josh. I'm going to get in return. Who is this? Where am I?
I don't know.
You're not my kids.
But I honestly think though, man, it's the
alcohol.
No, it's
Oh.
it's
It's
everything.
the cabin fever. Well, I'll tell you one thing I have been having a problem with is keeping up with time.
Me too. That's
Like-
what I'm saying. I think
Like I
that
just bathed.
that
and you're like,
no,
no,
dude.
that was 2 days ago. I didn't
s-
take a shower.
hand to God, 2 days ago, I asked my wife before we were having to go to I think it was one of them deals we were going out to get groceries at
Supplies.
3 different stores or some
Right.
shit, and I just look at her. It's like 12. I said, I took a shower this morning, right? And she just starts laughing. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn.
I
I
mean,
was serious.
yeah.
Couldn't fucking. Yeah, time. You said time, dude. It's like everything is just blending together. It's
Yeah.
all one big weekend or something.
Well, I remember telling somebody at work this week, like just because we do teleconferences, like online conferences and stuff. I remember telling somebody, I was like, yeah, I just worked on that yesterday. Like, you know, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, we had our meeting. We have our meetings on Mondays and Thursdays. That was 3 days ago. It's like,
Right.
oh, shit, you know. But, yeah, man, I don't know. Time has been crazy. Everything's blending together. It's because you wake up. Like, I'll be honest, my sleep schedule has been crazy, too. Like, I don't go to bed until, like, midnight.
And you
Maybe
gotta-
later.
One has to wonder, is this what being retired's like?
God.
If it is, I don't know that I want to do that.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know
mean,
what
if
I
I
mean?
was, well, here's the thing. If you're retired, you actually could go out and have hobbies and stuff, too.
I guess, man.
You know what I mean?
But you got to think about them old people that don't do shit.
Yeah.
They just wake up, they go get their check from the mailbox.
Dude,
and
if we
wait
were
another
both
month.
retired right now, you wouldn't have a job, but you could come over here like every day and we could do a show.
That's not retirement, Richard. That's a job.
But I mean, everybody has the hobby. I'm going to be honest with you. Once you retire and you just sit and do nothing, you probably are going to die soon. Have you ever noticed the
why
correlation to that?
A lot of them old people get them RVs and just fucking live.
Or they do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have a routine that they don't break. Like, that's why
Right.
when you go to like Marketplace or McDonald's or any grocery store with a deli, you'll see like old people sitting in there congregating at 6:30 in the morning.
I thought it was just getting away from the wives.
No. They have mall walkers too that do that. Like the older people that come into malls and just walk around. You remember we saw that and it
Oh,
freaked us
yeah.
the fuck out. I was like, where are all these
Where
old
do they
people?
run from?
Yeah. The first time I ever saw that was the day that, you know, we talked about this before. My mom used to work at the mall, and during this time we were out of school. It was the day before the Jordans came out that you wanted to buy.
No, it was the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The day that the Jordans came out. And
Jordan 12s.
so my mom went into work at like 6 o'clock that morning, and we got up and we went to work with her, and we just basically walked around the mall all day. And from like 6 to or maybe she went in at 7. So from 7 to 8 until everything started opening, we were just walking around the mall. Just me, you, and Chris just walking around the mall. That was the longest day. But I look
was,
back
man.
on it, it was so fun, man.
Yeah.
You bought some shoes. Did you have to carry around the box all day?
Didn't I take the box and put it with your mom or something?
Maybe so.
Because I didn't want to do that.
But looking back on that now, like, and you have a son that's about our age. You have daughters that's about our age. That when we were,
I don't have a son that's 37.
no, not our age now. Our age when we were
That
walking
age,
around,
yeah.
like 13, 14. Like, would
Well,
you
he's
feel comfortable?
16, but anyway.
Would you feel comfortable if, like, say, your job was just near the mall or in the mall? Would you feel comfortable with just slowing? Okay, go walk around.
Not really.
I mean, not now.
Not even at their age. No.
Of course. Now you're talking about like back then. We both were pretty big guys, and Chris wasn't like short.
I
so
don't
it's
think
like
it's
we
that.
look like-
there were 3 of us. That's more than enough to fight off a pervert.
And see, Chris was that type of like good looking guy that like had chicks hitting on him
God.
that were like in college.
Here we go.
Dude, I just remember this one time. Me and Chris were at the mall, and these 2 college chicks come up. We're in high school, like 8th and 9th grade. I might have been in 8th grade, and 2 college chicks invite me and him. They invited me because they know I'm the I'm the friend, so they can't just tell him, "Hey, lose your ugly ass fat friend," and ask us to come to Barley's.
That's because it was in the 90s. If it would have
Yeah.
been the 80s, hey, you want to ditch tits over here and come to Barley's with us?
But I remember coming back and we were bragging to my mom. It's like, we got invited to a bar, and she's like, "What?"
never going with me
And she just kind of laughed. I guess it's different than having guys and like having boys and having
Yeah,
girls. You know what I
right.
mean? Because like you said, you can fight off the pederasses. If they're guys, they're probably not gonna get hit on. But anyway, but
Right.
girls are a little bit more susceptible to that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I remember Chris going, "Yeah, not just any bar, Barley." So I just,
Hey, but if you would have got you some real whores, they would have invited you to Trimmers. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was the place back then. That's a church now.
yeah. I do think it was funny, like at the end of that long day that we were just at the mall from like 7 to like 5. Like at the end of the day, I remember like Chris saw his ex-girlfriend in like Goldsmiths or something, and that was the only store in our building that had an escalator. That was the only store in our mall
Yeah.
had an escalator and then upstairs. So like I remember she got on the escalator and we saw her, and Chris was like, "Oh," and I don't know why he wanted to chase her down so much. And I remember we were like obsessed with chasing her down for him. So we were like trying to.
What were we gonna do?
I don't know.
Hey, Chris wants to talk to you.
That was pretty much it. I hope
'Cause-
that was. I don't know what he was planning.
You know,
Hold her.
I think he had
I'm
a
just
pattern
joking.
of that. Do you remember he used to run after the Penny's car,
Yeah.
which they were older.
Yeah,
but-
way older
And they
than
fucking
us.
stopped that one day, and he just. I said, "What'd you say?" Because we seen him stop, and I remember he just stops, and he looks like they had literally just said, "You want to get up in this pussy?" Because his eyes were big as saucers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he comes back, and we were losing our fucking. How they fucking stopped? And then he comes back, and we're like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" He said, "I didn't say anything. I was scared."
Yeah. Just unzip this pants here. Pointed to it and said it ain't gonna suck itself. No, but yeah, he was. I guess he did have like that. I don't know. It was just I just remember that as being. I don't know what we were planning on doing. Like I know it was just talking.
He wants to bang you again. I don't know why I can't call you and say that.
Well, I think she moved away. That was the thing. Is like they broke up, and then like 6 months later, she moved away, and then that was it. You know what I mean? It was like it was weird.
Yeah.
And I remember the funny thing about it was when I was working at the and I can't even remember her name now, but when I was working at the warehouse place that I was working at, she came in. She was her business was one of the people who bought stuff from our warehouse, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" I was like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You know, we grew up around the same area." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, I just remember you dated my friend Chris." And she gives me the, "Oh my God, I was 12 years old. God." I'm like, I didn't say that he wants to hook up now. I just said, that's how I remember you. You were the girl that dated my friend back then. And I remember somebody saying something, and she's like, "Yeah, he brings up this 12-year-old relationship." I was like, "Oh, you're a fucking dickhead. I hate you."
Well, you
I
know.
don't want to call you a cunt, but definitely cunt-ish. That's like, I know you're not dating him now. I know you're in your 20s. I'm just saying that was my memory. It ain't like I was like, "Oh, you're the one that lived in the blue house," and you're like, "Motherfucker, my house ain't blue no more." It's like, I get it. But anyways, man,
I think she lived in a crack house.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like her mom would
Oh,
just
really?
go from. I mean, I don't. We didn't say her name, so she's not going to sue
I don't
us.
remember her name, honestly.
I could tell you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I just got the vibe there was something weird going on, and they just moved
Yeah.
around, you know. But not like a legit crack house.
Well, the reason why I asked you about your check, Josh, is because I saw this story earlier in the week, and I was like, man, I would have shit my pants if this happened. This man goes to his bank and takes out his last $200, and when he sees his ledger balance, he gets a shock. Somebody in the government has accidentally deposited $8.2 million into his bank account.
Well, that's where my fucking check is. It's in this asshole's account.
There's just one guy that lied on his resume. "You mean we got to put them in different routing numbers?" I just thought it just took care of itself. So yeah, this man goes to take out his last $200, makes a $200 withdrawal, and sees that he has $8,200,000 in his bank account. What would you do with that money?
Immediately try to withdraw it.
Yeah, he did not. He left it in there, and then he told some people and came back the next day, and it was zero.
Damn. And
Yeah.
then he got nowhere from
No.
that.
Would you be?
Yeah, because there was a incident. I think it was maybe like 2 years ago.
I remember the car that had the money flying out of it.
Well, no, this was a deal where the same situation, just not $8 million. It was like $4,000 or something.
Right.
Where, you know, the person had like an extra $4,000 in their account, and they immediately withdraw it. And it was a mistake by the bank. Well, the fucking bank says, "Well, you got to pay that back." And he's like, well, it's
Why?
my money. They said, you knew you didn't have that much money in your account, and you took it out anyways. So it was a clerical error, that his ass. But, I mean, I don't think they could arrest him.
I mean, they're the ones that put the money in the account, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's your bad. You know, you're going to get fired. But is this like, am I going to get arrested, or can I still just keep spending it?
Right.
That's the way I would be. But, you know, man, it is what it is. I think, though, if I ever did see that many zeros
Right.
on the end of my account,
Probably freak out.
no, I'd have a fucking heart attack and I would die right there. And then that'd be it. And then my old lady would have to see the receipt, and she'd be, oh, my God. I mean, I'm sad, but oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then
check-
she'd get sad.
Then check the account at zero and you
Yeah.
died for nothing.
Fuck.
Oh, man. But, Josh, I tell you what people are not dying from. Well, some
Are
of
you
them are.
sure?
Some of them are. And that's alcohol addiction. But,
That's a bold statement, sir.
but if you're not, God, that's a bad lead-in for our sponsor, isn't it?
You
But
really know how to reel them
in
in.
these difficult times, Josh, what you got to do is you can't have a lot of human contact, or they say it's not good for you right now, or whatever it is this week. I don't know, but we all know that you
Meet
gotta
people in the shower,
Yeah.
and it'll be fun.
You got to have your wine, right? And the best place to get your wine is Wine of the Month Club by visiting our link, tinyurl.com/P3Wine. P3Wine. And Josh, what are they going to get if they go there and say, how much is the Classic Wine Series Club if they wanted to be a part of that?
Well, that's the best thing about the Netflix for Winos.
Yes.
Is you can get different price points for
Yeah.
your situation.
Any budget.
So if you ain't got your stimulus check yet, and you can still afford some wine. You got the Classic Wine Series. It's $25 a month. Going to give you at least 2 bottles of wine every single month. You don't have to leave the fucking house. And
Right.
if you're a little bit more baller status, you want to go with the Limited Wine Club series, that's $46 a month. Just a little bit better wine. And they got shit that goes all the way up to $129.95.
Even
per
your
month.
favorite, the mystery case wine club, where they'd send you a mystery case.
Now that's $99 a month, but Richard, I mean, you got to think that it'd be some high quality stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is not jabroni stuff here. This isn't Walmart $7 boxed wine.
Yes.
This is the real deal.
Yeah. And you can get all of this wine delivered to your door by going to Wine of the Month Club, the original wine club since 1972, tinyurl.com/P3Wine. Got a little black box, Josh. You had a little black box when you were in high school.
I was going to say, how'd you know she's got pants on?
Are you saying that owl's coming from insertion of a tampon? Ow. I always thought that was a guy.
I did too. It probably is. This may be
She's
one of
just
them
lip syncing.
CNC Music Factory type situations. You get the pretty girl to be the video face, but you get the big fat one to do the singing.
Kind of like the Blues Traveler video run around.
Yeah.
They have the handsome guy
That's
singing.
like the first Catfish episode that came on fucking MTV, right?
What?
Blues
The
Traveler
Blues Traveler
video.
video.
You ain't never heard Blues Traveler before. I'm sorry, I had to do it. But you've never heard Blues Traveler before, and you're like, hey, this band sounds pretty cool. Look at this singer. He looks all right. You know, just that image. You know,
Right.
you're like, damn, those guys are cool. And you see that big fat fucking pork chop sideburn looking
Sweating
son
gravy.
of a bitch.
Played
Goddamn.
the shit out of a harmonica, though.
Oh, man. Oh, he was talented as fuck. But, dude, just like, it just not a good scene. But, you know, play behind a curtain, man, you're all good. You can be a house band dude, right? Honestly, I know we're not talking about this song per se. I
Right.
like, you know, it sounds good. But has that ever turned you off with a band where you see like a lead singer or somebody and you're just like, God, I like the music, but fuck, look at them. I just can't get into it.
Right.
You know,
I'm trying to think. I know there has been. I know there's been the bands that I've looked at like that don't seem right, you know. I have heard bands talk, like, you know what I mean? Like I've heard them talk afterwards, where you're like, their voice doesn't match their singing voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I always thought it was weird when I heard, well, I remember there was we're talking about Woodstock, and I watched a little bit of a Woodstock thing on YouTube one time, and Dave Matthews was talking, and I don't know why he was talking this way, but he sounded like Little Nicky. Like, what the fuck? Is that his normal speaking voice?
Well, they're from South Africa. They talk weird as shit down
Dave
there,
Matthews Band?
So. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why they're so big into the apartheid thing.
Huh.
Because that's where they're from. You
I
know
did
that?
not know that.
Yeah, I don't even like them, Richard, and I know that.
Huh. I don't love them. It's not like it's like my favorite band
Well, I mean,
ever.
it's not like musical aids to me, but I mean, whenever it comes on, I'm usually like, I'll try something else.
What was your favorite Dave Matthews Band song? Was it The Ants?
I hated that. Crash.
Dude, I actually like that song.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm thinking about.
I didn't like that fucking.
Are you talking about
Hallmark
Crash Into Me or Crush Me?
Crush Me. I don't know.
Okay.
Crash into me.
Crash into me.
There
That
you
one?
go. Yeah.
Baby.
Whatever that was called.
That's a dirty song, dude. Have you ever listened to that?
No, because I told you I didn't really like them. But
that song's all about like seeing pussy and stuff. Like one of them, he's like, lift up your skirt a little more and show the world to me.
It's the one that I vomited the least to when it came on the radio.
There was one time me and my buddy John were watching a movie. You know, back in the day, they used to play music if you got there early.
Yeah.
Like they just play it, and they were playing Dave Matthews Band, and this one song called "Crush Me," like Crush, I think it was what it was called, Crush. Flipped us. Like we were laughing because it started off. It sounded like Weather Channel music. It's like. I
think all their shit sounds like that.
Well, we were laughing at it. We were like, oh, this is some bullshit, this song. And we were sitting there talking and joking around. And as it went, they completely flipped us on it, man. Like by the midway through that song, we're like, this is a damn good song. They're killing the shit out of this. But yeah, so I didn't know. I don't know why we got on to Dave Matthews Band there.
I don't either, but I tell you what, we could just transition
what?
on.
We could do what now?
We could transoning it. You ever
Great
heard
segue.
of a flying Frenchman, Richard?
For $49, you can get that done at the rest stop. Give me
baby.
a flying Frenchman and an Alabama crab dangle.
No, I seen. I've been, like we said, we've been isolated and staying home
So I'm
all
into
day.
this new sex move. It's called the flying Frenchman.
No.
I don't shower for 3 days, and I do a swanton bomb like thing with my dick.
Ooh, I bet that'd be funky. But
You don't get the full rotation, you'll break the shit out your dick. You don't go to the hospitals right now either.
anyhow, been at home just kind of scrolling through
Yeah.
headlines, and I'm looking for something that doesn't
Right.
violate my blood oath.
Right.
I'm wanting to see.
You're trying to get
something-
away from the disease.
Yes, very much so. And I seen some funny shit, and it's a headline that it grabs you when you read it,
Tugs a little bit.
It does. And I bet he tugged. I bet his nuts. I bet this guy right here, what happened to him probably made his nuts draw back close to where your Houdini nut disappeared. It just whoosh, disappeared.
Now
But
you
his
see it,
nuts
now you don't.
sucked on in there, and they almost disappeared on him.
So what happened to
The
this guy?
headline is a 64-year-old Frenchman accidentally ejected himself from a fighter jet because he was stressed out by the ride. God damn.
What happened to the plane?
Yeah. We'll get into it.
Okay.
So this is from France's Bureau of Inquiry and Analysis for Civil Aviation Safety.
Jeez.
I'll be damned. That's a long one, ain't it? You ain't never heard that shit before. According to a report from a French government agency, a 64-year-old French man in France, imagine that, accidentally ejected himself from a flying fighter jet.
Yeah. A fighter.
A firefighter, a flying fighter jet in March 2019. The man had no interest in flying the jet, but was given the ride as a gift from the employees at his company.
So wait,
Goddamn.
somebody just, hey, here's a jet. He'd never flown before?
They gave him a certificate to get a ride in a fighter jet.
Oh, gotcha,
You know how
gotcha.
you got like the famous people who go up and ride,
Right,
and film it. Well, pretty much he was given a gift. A gift certificate for a fighter jet plane, and the son of a bitch is like, I don't want to fly on. No. You need to keep going. Just go on and go. It'll be fun.
Worst French accent ever.
I'm more hitting the European accent, the universal European accent.
No, you should go up in the flight.
Maybe you'll go up in the plane.
Maybe we.
No, not going to plane. Okay, and investigators found that the man was so stressed during the ride that he involuntarily pressed the eject button and was flung into the air with a parachute. He managed to land safely on the ground and was taken to a nearby hospital for evaluation. So
He
he's
was
probably-
last heard in the black box saying, hey, what's this button do? Shit!
I'm not comfortable with this ride. I'm out of here.
Oh, man.
God damn. I hate it when these fucking Yahoo articles, they say the same shit like 3 different points in
Right.
the article.
The 64-year-old Frenchman who was in a plane.
Yeah, a 64-year-old man in France accidentally ejected himself from the fighter jet flying at 2,500 feet above ground after pressing a button in panic. So this motherfucker, he was so shook up, he just started pressing shit. Oh, goddamn! I am scared out of my ass. I need the help. And,
Now the pilot's got to ask, you are not the kind that will press buttons in a panic situation, are you?
Oui?
Right? Yes, no?
No. But and he said he was stressed out from the ride. According to a recently published report from a French government agency translated by CNN, the man's company had organized the surprise. Better yet, it was a fucking surprise.
Yeah. Surprise! You're going in a jet.
The man's company organized the surprise ride in a Dassault Rafale B jet as a gift in March 2019. Investigators with France's Bureau of Inquiry and Analysis for Civil Aviation Safety, who published their report in early April, found that once the man was in the air, he became so stressed by the ride that he pressed the ejector button in a panic and was thrown from the aircraft when he parachuted down to the ground. Now, I guess that's a picture of him right there. That's a lonesome motherfucker
Yeah.
right there.
You can see that dot underneath him is the shit he took.
Oh my God. It's
Do not hit the release, motherfucker!
au revoir,
Because you got to
motherfucker.
think, there has to be something that, like, when you hit that button, there has to be something that takes place because you have that windshield there. It's not like
flings
it's
the fuck open.
yeah, it's not like it's going to. So that pilot knew for like half a second when he heard. He's like, "Oh, this
Shit.
motherfucker! This motherfucker!"
I will stomp him on his balls when I see him again.
Maybe I turn around and hit him with this fucking fighter jet.
You know it went through his mind just once. It's like,
Kinda.
I will rip this motherfucker in half with this plane. And it says
I love how our French accents are going terrible. I even hit an Antonio Banderas there for a minute. Go
It
ahead.
says he was wearing a smartwatch at the time of the flight, which allowed investigators to record him having a heart
Having a heart rate.
between 136 and 142 beats per minute.
Just
Just before-
62. That's dude. Like
right.
that would be like if our heart rate got
He's
up to
fucking
180.
stroke level.
Yeah, 180, 200 beats a minute. Like back when I was doing a lot of running, I had those machines that would take your pulse rate. And like it shows you this graph at where your heart rate's like at its peak.
Yeah.
And as your age goes down, the higher the peak. I mean, the lower the peak is
Right.
like your max. So
Right.
like when I was 20, I could get up to 180. And now that I'm 36, it should be hitting like 165. You know what I mean? Like
right.
And yeah,
This guy's 64 years old. And granted, this is taken just minutes before the flight. It says a normal heart rate for an adult is between 60 and 100 beats per minute.
yes. He just basically went from,
He doubled that
he
shit.
doubled it like he was doing cardio.
Oh, God.
Oh man, it's like he landed on the ground, had the hugest boner from all the blood flow.
Oh, my God, dude. Can you imagine? I bet he railed his old lady for at least 2 hours.
I shit myself.
But I got it going on. I got it going on there, baby.
I don't know what you started with.
It says the man then got in the jet, which took flight in a 3-plane exercise. It was 2,500 feet above ground when he pressed the eject button. His helmet wasn't properly attached, according to the report, and went flying in midair. But he landed on the ground with no serious injuries and was taken to the hospital to be evaluated. The pilot landed the plane safely too and experienced minor facial injuries in the incident. So not
Minor
only,
facial injuries.
I mean, it was probably that jackass's boot scraping across his cheek whenever he ejected his
Either
fucking
that, or the other thing I'm thinking is maybe when you hit the eject button, the window don't open. It
ass.
just
Fucking breaks.
you just fly through it. It's like
Well, in the movies, that thing flops open,
Yeah.
but I mean, who knows,
you just break through it. Motherfucker, glasses all over the place.
I
Yes,
mean,
no.
So here's my thing about this whole article.
Yeah.
So they're saying that his company,
Right.
his company organized it for him. They cared enough about him to do that. So do you think this is the owner?
Maybe.
And even better yet, he's cleaning motherfucking house when he goes back to work. You got to know.
Who else would sign that card? Give me that card.
I need everyone's information that organized the gift card. I'm going to give you a bonus check.
Apparently, he can just not say no. No, I don't want to get up in a fighter jet.
I mean, did they have a fucking gun to his head? You're going to get in the jet. I blow your brains out.
Maybe that was like the one thing. It was like, like your what if. Like, if you grew up talking about always wanting, like, your what if I would have just played baseball more and I could be a pitcher for the Braves right now?
Right.
Like, maybe this motherfucker came in every day and was like, I wanted to be a fighter jet pilot. And that's all this guy talked about for months on end. And they were like,
But like,
time
as
to nut up
I-
or shut up,
As
motherfucker.
I don't have the arm nor the back for baseball, this motherfucker didn't have the balls to be a jet fighter.
You're just standing on the mound shaking your head no to every pitch until he gets to change up. You got a slow
It's
change
too
up?
fast. Can we not do can I be a knuckleball pitcher?
Got it. Change up. I got this one. What about 45 mile per hour change up? Here we go.
Oh, God. That's on a good day.
Yeah. Well, there goes another home run. I'm pretty sure they're going to cut my ass. But yeah, this guy came in every day. Pierre came in every day and was like, I want to be a fighter jet pilot. And they were like, time to nut up or shut up. Here you go.
I was only kidding. I was pulling your chain.
And not only did was he not physically able to be a fighter jet pilot, we found out real quick that this motherfucker can't even stay in the fucking plane long enough for it to fucking land.
I mean, that's my thing. Like, he had to sit down,
Right.
strap up, put the helmet on. The pilot probably, Pierre, we are going for a ride, no? And he probably gave him the Iggy, yes, I'm good, or no, please don't do this.
Right.
Or, maybe they were like, no, Pierre must do it. And there was
Yeah.
like 10 of them ushering him onto the plane. And
Holding
he
him up
just
and
was like,
throwing him in there like Gaddafi. One of them stabbed him in the ass. Get in there, motherfucker.
this was not part of the agreement.
We're tired of this shit. Always with the damn fighter jet pilot. Well, now it's time, motherfucker.
Get your ass in there.
They're beating him.
I was only playing.
Uh,
Oh my God. But yeah, man, I'd fire the shit out of him.
you, and you. Keep your job if you kiss me right on the asshole. Right there where you stabbed me.
Pucker up, buttercup.
That was funny, though, talking about Gaddafi getting stabbed in the ass.
No, they fucking impaled him through the ass, didn't they?
Well, somebody had I can remember seeing the video, and they're like just shoving like box cutter or something in his ass.
I didn't see that part.
Daniel Tosh had like a thing where they were joking around where they would just go Gaddafi, like just poke somebody in the butt. But
oh God.
But Josh, that brings me to something else here. You know, you said you tried to get away from it. I cannot get away from it because I've been watching a lot of TV, so I can't get away from the virus talk. And I saw something that pissed me off this week, Josh. Commercials using this as a reason to, like, every commercial, like, there's no uplifting commercials now. Like 6 months ago, there was that commercial with the I told you about. I don't know what it was for, so they didn't do a good job. But the
Peloton.
Ow, boom, 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 ow, that song that we just had coming back, Black Box. It was a happy, upbeat commercial. You won't find happy, upbeat commercials being made right now. You have the somber music, and then it's like in these, and they have point words that they say in these whole things, like main phrases like uncertain times, difficult times.
Make your payments.
No,
we will make.
Hold on. Don't bury the lead here. But
that's
I mean,
the insistence on all of them.
You know, together.
I seen one Kroger commercial that they really didn't say shit. They just said, "We're working, thanks to our workers."
Green beans are
was
$2 for $1.
That was it, dude.
Yeah,
like they didn't offer any kind of.
Well, I mean, not
they
even
paid
the sales.
for promotion for nothing.
Not even the sales part that gets me. I mean, even though I think the sales part's a little, you know, kind of shitty to do at this time, to use a virus to say, "Hey, come out and buy shit." You know?
Are you saying there should be no salesmanship during this time?
Maybe not use the situation with the somber music and everything. You know what I mean?
They use everything else though. Think about it. They use Christmas, Easter.
I'm good with Christmas.
I've never seen a September 11th sale.
Exactly.
Bro. I get what you're saying.
These prices are falling like people out of a building. It's like, you don't see that shit.
God damn.
Why is that in bad taste? But people are like, we're going to get through this together because we're going to buy a Honda.
Did you know, speaking on that, did you know the most famous of those building jumpers' last name?
No.
Briley.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I did not know that.
I didn't know him, but, you know.
Yeah.
Namesake.
Okay.
Anyway, carry on.
But anyways, I think it's in poor taste. I feel like that's what they're doing with that shitty joke I just made. They're doing the same thing with their causes. And, you know, I don't mind when somebody goes, hey, you know, if somebody wanted to do a little inspirational message there, that's fine. Because I have seen some that aren't selling anything, but 99% of them are selling something. And it's like they always use that somber, like, in these uncertain times, it's best to do this and it's best to do that, and we're going to get through this together. And, you know, even in these difficult, even in times like this, and now so more than ever, you know, that's another more than ever, you know. But I saw this commercial that
and how many times have you heard Helping Hand mentioned?
Dude, it ain't even, now it's time more so than ever to lend a helping hand in these uncertain times that we live in, you know, like. So I'm going to play this commercial, and this is the one that first got me like all hot by this.
Now look, I want to just preface this.
Yeah.
I honestly believe in my heart the Ford Motor Company is the greatest car company on planet Earth.
Fuck them. They made my Explorer.
I'm just letting you know that.
Which, by the way, I'm going to have to change a door actuator lock on.
I'm just saying,
a door lock actuator.
As a whole, that's my guess.
You remember me telling you what seemed like 2 months ago that I changed my door lock actuator and I had to take the panel off 2 or 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that again.
Well, that's you.
The actuator's already going out. So here we go. This is Ford, built to lend a hand.
Coming together makes us stronger. And Ford
already got a keyword, Josh.
Hand, especially now.
There you go. All right, helping hand.
Stronger.
Even now. What else did you hear? More than ever. Now more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Yes. So we're 5-6 seconds in, and we've already had 3 keywords here.
6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments for peace of mind.
Peace of mind. There's another one. Peace of mind. But I love how it's like, hey, are you and your family off work? Why not make a bad financial decision and buy a new car at these uncertain times?
Well,
uncertain times.
That's the key word now. I'm a bullet point man.
Yeah.
You know, like when I listen, I'm marking shit down in my head
Right.
of like what to remember.
Right.
And uncertain times is what I keep remembering, right?
Right.
And what do you do if things are uncertain with your
You
finances?
buy a new fucking car. A new car.
A new car.
Oh man, we're going to defer the payments for 6 months though.
No, 3 months deferred.
Yes.
And they're gonna pay for the
Right.
pay. So 6 months, I don't pay shit.
Yeah. So
When
they're
did you
gonna
say that?
They're gonna knock the price off like 3 months worth. So what?
Joy, fucking $100 or no,
$1,500 maybe
Yeah.
if you get a $500 car,
Right.
Yeah, $1,500 off of
I'd shit if I had a $500 car
$25,000.
payment. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking kidding me?
I've been lucky with cars, I
Dude,
guess.
our car payment is like $236.
Yeah.
But you have to pay
Yeah.
certain down and all that. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Up to 6 months. Shop at Ford.com or contact.
Oh wait, that says up to 6 months.
So
wonder if
like
so-
after a month, after that free,
No, you're
3
gonna have
months,
to pay us for this.
3 months deferred. Well, everything's back to normal now. You know, we said it was uncertain.
You sign the lease.
We were uncertain we was going to give it to you for 3 months.
Right.
Contact your Ford dealer to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options.
They are wanting to sell cars so fucking bad.
Yeah.
They will. I mean, we're building them, and we're just going to bring them motherfuckers right to your
Right.
door. I mean, dude,
Dude,
is this the future of the way the car is sold?
let's
you don't
be
even
honest.
need the middleman.
Let's be honest. There are other car companies already doing this. There are already car sales companies that are already doing this, bringing the car to you.
You know, GM, them motherfuckers, they ain't said shit, but we're building ventilators. And now,
Right.
now, you know, with the way that we've talked, I don't know if we talked about, there goes my memory again. I don't know if we talked about it on before the mics, but how, you know, things are just so fucking crazy or whatever. And, you know, like we said about the Volvo deal or whatever.
Yeah, it's
but,
right down there by the labia.
But where, you know, they're not offering any kind of a release per se, but
Right.
GM, like I said, they're talking about they're going to build ventilators where. But anyways, before we were talking about how things are changing with what you can do to prevent the virus or
Right.
what you blah 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 blah. Well, I mean, what if in you know, say 2 months. You know, they've already said they don't need ventilators. I think like ventilators may not be the big thing that they're needing if you
Right.
have the virus, blah, blah, blah. Goddamn GM just signed a contract for like over $100 million or some shit to build ventilators.
Man, maybe if they get to the point where they got so many ventilators, that's what they're going to try to do. Is that's how they're going to reopen everything. It's like, well, now we have enough to catch everybody if they get it. But
kudos to GM though, man. You
Yeah.
know, because a lot of Ford guys
Yeah.
they shit on GM or whatever. But I mean, dude, they are stepping up and trying
Yeah.
to do the absolute best thing.
they're not
Right
making
now.
somber song music commercials and saying, "Hey, now's the time more than ever to buy a new $25,000 vehicle."
No, that was a Ford truck. That's like 40,000.
No, I'm not
at
talking about
least.
a truck. I'm just talking about any kind of vehicle.
Right.
Here we go. We'll finish this one out.
You have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you.
Yeah, they're going to take care of you, all right? Bend you right over and take care of you. But I mean, does this not
They're
make...
going to Gaddafi you, huh?
really going to stab you in the ass after those 6 months?
We said up to 3 months.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. But no, dude.
No, baby, I said I might take the trash out. I might.
I said I'd do it up till Monday. Possibly.
Oh,
No, I mean,
God.
that was just the thing that pissed me off. I saw that. I was like, really? In these uncertain... And I've seen, like, a lot of car companies doing this. Like,
Yeah.
there's a local ad that I've been listening to because I listen to some local radio, too. And they actually had a guy on that was talking about their car sales. And they're like, Sunday, we're going to do this thing where we have our inventory online. You can come out to the lot and look at it. You call this number. There's a number on the car. You call it. We'll hold it for you. And we're going to give you a no haggle price. Whatever's on that car is the lowest we can possibly sell it for, and there's not going to be any haggling. And I'm like, So why is there ever haggling?
Right,
Like
right.
that's the part I hate. And they had this
It's
guy
like,
on.
now that things are the way they are, we're going to
Yeah.
do it this way.
Yeah.
But whenever things go back, we're going to worry the shit out of
Yeah.
you. We're going to rip you off.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the way I see it.
that's the part I hate about buying cars altogether is the haggling, you know.
But-
And they had this guy on. Listen, they had this guy on. They were doing an interview with him. He was a car dealer, at, here in local, and he was like, "Yeah, it's just." A lot of people when they go to buy a car, they don't like the service part. They don't like to go out and look at them. They don't like the inconvenience of not being able to see everything in one place and having to walk around. I'm like, bullshit. They hate the haggling.
Right.
I don't know anybody that goes, oh, the haggling's fine. I don't mind haggling. No, every motherfucker hates haggling. That's why, if I buy another car, I'll probably go to CarMax because it's like I don't have to. Like the only time I've ever went to a car lot and I've stepped a foot on it and not heard, "Hey, can I help you with something?" Like
Yeah.
people running across the lot. Hey, motherfucker, you gonna buy a truck today?
That's where we bought
My
our
name's
car
Jimmy. What, CarMax?
from. CarMax.
Yeah.
Because no bullshit.
Yeah, I stepped out. I was like, "Hey, where are your SUVs? All over there. Cool. Let us know if you need anything. We'll be right here. We ain't coming after you.
Right.
If
I
you
love
want to test drive something, go ahead." Like I loved that shit. But yeah, man, I hate when you step on a car lot and you have this guy, "Hey, man," trying to beat the other car salesman.
I told
"Hey,
you.
man."
I told you about that one. It was probably a year or two ago about me and my mom when I was a kid going to
Right.
the car lot, and it was a Sunday. And I don't know if it's you or not, but the Lord told me I was going to sell a car today. I'm not sure if it's going to be you. Might be. Blah, blah. And then he tried to start helping us.
Yeah.
And then me and my mom got back in the car, and I was like, "Do you think the Lord really told him he's going to sell a car today?" Hell, I don't know who told him that. Probably wasn't the Lord.
Yeah. You get out of the car. Well, the devil told me I'd kill a man named Gene. What's your name?
Oh, man.
Can I look at this fucking Honda in peace?
Right.
That's the thing I hate about it. It's like you look at something, you like it, you want to buy it. I got 4 of them in the back. What color you want? You want to take it for a test drive? It's like,
Right.
Can I just look at some shit?
I'll give you a hand job if you
Come on.
maybe just sign that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, you sign wherever you got to. I'll give you a
And
hand
you
job.
make them an offer. Say they don't tell you how much any of those cars are. The price because
Yeah.
they don't put a price on them. Like how much for this one? That one's $18,000. Okay. If you give them a price like, hey, would you go $1,750 on it? And they go, hold on, let me go talk to my manager. Or $17,500? Would you go $17,500?
Yeah.
I'd talk to my manager. And it's like $500, really? that's the price point. Anything you tell them, it's like, well, let me talk to my manager. And they got to do that song and dance where they make you wait outside.
Right.
Won't you help yourself to some free Cokes and stuff while you're here?
Trying to get y'all shirted up and make bad decisions.
Get a hot dog, and I'm gonna talk to my manager.
Oh, baby, I'm full. I just ate like 6 hot dogs. Can we just buy this fucking thing so I can go home later?
I had one guy tell me one time, he's like, we can't do 17.5, but what if I get your payments to under $300 a month? You realize that that doesn't make any difference to me, right?
I mean, it's a 10-year deal,
yeah.
but still,
You
a
gonna be-
car for 10 years?
Yeah. I mean, and I'm like, no. And then let me go back to my manager, see what else I can do. Come back. What if I get them under $250 a month? And you're like, for the same price? I know math.
Right.
I can do the same thing you're doing right now.
I'm not looking
I'm
at
gonna give
it.
you $1.50 for the next 3 days. And then after that, I'll give you $15 a month
Right.
for the next 20 years. Swear I ain't gonna skip town.
Swear to God, I won't skip town.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
I swear to God, I won't skip town. I'll write that. I'll tell Jesus. I'll put it in writing. I swear to God.
My mom was kin to Jesus. You know that?
But no, man. So yeah. I mean, I just hate the haggling part. But also,
But let me ask you in that same vein
Yeah.
before we skip on.
no, I was trying to. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that that's going to change the dynamics of how everything is, though? Like for,
Like, do I think that if this ends tomorrow, will we go back to haggling?
well, no, if say we push on through and things are like the way they are now for maybe 3-4 more months, it almost like that would make the way things are now normal in a certain sense. You know what I mean?
I think
and
that-
where if it's the snap of the finger and it's okay, we're opening everything back up, go on living like you have, blah, blah, blah. Do you think, though, that they can go back to the way things were?
It's going to be hard, especially if they have success with it. Then they
'cause
won't want to
if you
do
get
it.
used to the no, I can just go and buy it this way. You know, why do I got to deal with you jack-offs?
I think after this is all said and done, you're going to have certain businesses that people realize they don't need anymore.
Right.
You're going to see a lot more, I think, in my opinion, you're going to see a lot more brick and mortar stores go bye-bye. You know what I mean? Because for these long months, people haven't been able to go to them. So now they know they can live life without them.
Right. It's almost like if you chime into the deal, well, damn, I could just order this off Amazon.
Yeah.
I could just order my groceries online, go pick them up at the store. Fuck them.
The uptick in people using online shopping during this time has to account for something. I don't know what it is, but it has to account. The amount probably has went up. People going, I've never ordered anything off Amazon, but I don't want to go out in this mess, so I'm going to order something. And if it gets here in the next 3 days. I don't need it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're going to have more people doing that, and they're going to get used to it. I'm telling you this right now. Places like Waiter, My Town To Go, DoorDash,
shit like that.
Uber Eats, they're making a killing right now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And it's all because of this, being forced into it. People are, and I have a feeling this is going to be the new normal for around here. You know as well as I do around here, people didn't use that service that much before.
No, hell no.
I mean, we did because we would just get home and be like, I want something.
Well, I didn't because it's, before all of the free delivery shit, like the promotional stuff they're doing now, it was usually like you had to spend, almost like $15 or something, and then the delivery fee would be like $5.
Yeah.
So you're spending like $20 on something, $10. I would usually just nut up and go get it.
Right.
But I mean, if they can fuck with you on the price, you only got to order $10.
Right.
Fuck it. I mean, it would help them out a whole lot.
Yeah, and that's going to be another thing that they have to adjust to too, is because if you're giving it away now, it's hard to charge for it later.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
And,
you can't have $5 lap dances on Monday and expect the same motherfuckers come back on Friday and spend $50
for the same strippers.
You can't do that.
Right.
It don't work that way.
You're going to get accustomed to those, but.
That sounds nasty as shit, don't it? $5
Once
lap
again.
dance. Ugh. I bet that smells awful.
There's shit stains all over my clothes. All over.
I think she started too.
Yeah.
God damn.
But anyways, I said this because earlier this week I said, man, we ought to write some inspirational commercials, and just play them. I wrote one. You wrote what? How many?
2 in all.
2?
But
so we've got 3.
No, we don't. Because the first one, I'm just like, man, that's not. So that's my problem.
Yeah.
I'll have these thoughts. You know what I mean? And I usually, instantly you're thinking, oh, damn, that's funny as shit. And in your head, you're like, fuck, I could do it this way, and this way. And then you start writing it out.
Right.
And that apprehension
you
is
start
what
looking
kills
at it
you.
and you're like,
that's really not funny. You say the joke over and over. How are you going to say it? And then after about number 3, if that shit ain't gold,
right,
I'm going to trash it.
You just delete it.
I get self-conscious about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I wrote one for our show. And I wrote one for our show, and I don't know, do you want to go first or second?
I think I'm going to let you go first.
All right, so I'll go first. I'll tell you what, cue me in some music there.
Okay, are you ready?
And
you got them all pulled up there?
And this is for us, and I'm sorry if this sucks.
You're wanting to start at 0 on this song.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I pulled it back.
All right, here we go.
In these uncertain times, it's important we know how to laugh. Now more than ever, it is important to not lose our sense of humor. P3 Radio now doing their part. For the price of $39.99, you can own the best of P3 Radio. Now, exclusively on cassette. Now more than ever, we need to laugh. Come together. And who could put a price on that? Well, we kind of did. $39.99. A great bargain in these difficult times. Order your cassette now by emailing us at p3radio1@gmail.com.
Beats music.
What the fuck was that? P3 Radio. Bringing people together. I lost my spot because Josh picked out some bootleg music. But my tagline, my finished tagline is P3 Radio. Ray J splits them in two, but we put them back together through laughter.
Hell of a timing, man.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know that song.
No.
But yeah, they did kind of work the shaft on it. They went wavebeats.com. Everybody, if you want some music to try to swindle people out of money during this time, wavebeats.com, baby. It's free. But yeah, let's run that shit.
All right,
DJ, run that shit back.
That's funny. I just did that sound effect.
Look,
I'll
it's a
let you do
fucking
it.
screen. Oh, never mind.
I'll let you do it. I was doing it, and you kept moving the mouse.
Hey, DJ, run that shit back.
Do you want it on 10 seconds or?
I think I'll.
That is funny because BT was talking about listening to a podcast this week and said that they talked about a dad leaving and he was waiting for the car sound effect.
Yeah, it's good that we've
established that.
Yeah, you've made that,
We've
a
trended
thing.
it.
You've made it you've redneck trended it. Redneck trended it.
All right.
So yeah, this sucks. Yeah, I mean you gonna
Yeah,
play
I'm
it,
ready to
or-
go. You ready to roll?
Let me clear my throat here. Let me clear my throat. Okay, just go. It's not like I'm just gonna read from this thing.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
In these uncertain, trying times, we here at P3 Radio want each of you listeners to know that we care, and we are here for you. We care so much about our listeners, and we are committed to doing the right thing. We would like to announce that for every dollar that you listeners donate to P3 Radio's Blood Oath Children's Foundation, Richard Mulliken will donate $100 to any charity of your choosing. We here at P3 Radio love you guys.
Wave Beats Music.
There we go again. Farewell.
So you put me on the hook for a couple $100, huh?
It's a good cause, man. Are you not gonna? Are you backing out?
Oh, I noticed how most of these shares are the Josh Briley Fund. $43, huh? You donated $43.
No, not Josh Briley Fund. It is the P3 Radio Blood Oath for Children, or Blood Oat for Children's Fund. If we ever start a foundation, we need to call it that.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
Oh, Jesus. Well, man, I don't know, man. None of these that we've done have been more ridiculous than the actual ones where they're like, come in today and buy a car. It's just.
We'll pay for it for you for 6 months.
Yeah, what do you say?
Even though you might not have a job.
Oh, well, we won't have
It's kind of
any.
hard to afford this Lexus now that I'm working at McDonald's.
And if you don't pay in 6 months, we're gonna take that shit back while we watch your kids cry on the street as we wheel it away and fuck up your credit.
God damn.
Good luck getting another car when you need it.
Oh, you can get one.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be one you want.
Go say Huffy
We
on
swear to God, it's got a 90-day
Swear to
warranty.
God, I swear to God.
90-day unconditional drivetrain warranty, unlimited miles, and then you take it back. You're like, well, that transmission wasn't fucked up when I sold it to you. And if you read the fine print, it says drivetrain except for.
All
It's
right.
literally we're just covering the drive shaft.
What was that old Simpsons thing? It was like, under the hood is a picture of a motor.
That was how that fucking guy that God told that he was going to sell a car to with
Yeah.
my mom and me were like the paper we seen in the Jackson Sun.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for all you people that have listened for all these years or whatever. I've told this thing before, but fuck them. Like
Yeah, fuck our loyal listeners.
I said, I meant fuck it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but it's uncertain times, Richard. Come on,
Yeah, uncertain.
it's uncertain times.
We all have to come together. Lend a
But
hand.
the guy, they advertised in the paper, and it said 1996 Dodge Neon, $89.50 or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah.
And my mom, well, damn, if it's only that much, we might could get one. It's a new car, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, ma'am, after he got done saying, you know,
Right.
the Lord told him and all this stuff. And she showed him the paper because she brought,
Yeah.
my mom, well, say it right here.
Yeah.
He's like, well, ma'am, that's with no options and no motor and no transmission, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah.
he's saying that shit. And I just look at my mom like, what the fuck is this? I mean, how are we supposed to get down the road?
Yeah. Dude, had the same thing happen to us, and it's the reason why I will never own probably a Nissan, because the local Nissan place advertised a price. We went and asked them about it, and they're like, they gave us a price that was probably $4,000 higher, and we're like, why? And they're like, well, this is for a military and college people discount.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, okay, so you could sell me that car for that price if I was in the military, but you won't sell it to me now? Like,
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, we went back and forth with the guy for 3 manager trips, and then we just started walking out on the third one. We're like, fuck this. And then the manager starts coming out. And he's like, hey, guys, is there anything I can do? I was like, nope, we don't even want it for the price we thought now.
Hey, did your dad know a guy that fought in Iraq?
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you.
I didn't even know my dad.
You bringing up some bullshit.
Just deck him. Fuck you. Well, Josh, we are overtime by a lot. But I do want to get to the story.
We ain't got shit to do. Nobody else does either. Why not make a Homer's Odyssey
Yeah.
podcast? We'll put it on CD. Huh?
Yeah. Give it to people in flea markets. Whenever the flea market comes back.
Yeah, because that shit ain't happening.
No.
It's uncertain, remember?
Yeah. Just put it on people's windshields at Walmart. Put it under
A
their
CD? Like a 10-year-old's asking their mom, what's that?
no case or nothing. Just putting the actual CD under they turn their windshield wipers on, don't even know it's there. Scratches the
Let's
shit
listen
out
to it anyway.
Digs.
It was big as a Coke can.
Oh man. Anyways, I do want to get to this before we go because it's been on our sheet here for a while.
I was going to say, it looks like women's underwear. Was going to say on my mind. Usually
But
around my neck, but
you brought this story up. Josh, you want to go ahead and talk about it?
Well, the headline is how a sugar baby
Now,
is
what is a
handling-
sugar baby, first off?
Dude, we've covered that before. Those are women or maybe men that they find an older gentleman or older lady.
Yeah.
And they pretty much go on dates and provide services,
Yeah.
comfort. And
If you remember our seeking arrangement thing, if there was one thing that this COVID did get us out of, was that possible ass beating by Bushwhacker Luke?
maybe.
Because the show got canceled, so he didn't come to Jackson. But yeah.
You were clowning on my gimmick, mate.
But
this ain't a gimmick.
but a sugar
got some
baby is
brass
somebody
nuts.
that is willing to, I don't
Willing
know,
to be with you and your old ass and your old balls for
a gold digger.
pretty much. That's what it
I
is.
ain't
That's
saying she a
exactly
gold
what-
digger. What's the next line, Josh? She ain't messing with what now?
Pooh and Tigger.
Oh, bother. Okay. So how a sugar baby is handling the coronavirus pandemic with immunocompromised clients. Okay, so people who are easily sick.
Yes, because that's one thing that,
That is
a sugar baby's asking for is a bill of health, right? Let me see your medical records.
Well-
Make sure you don't have an immune deficiency.
Here's the difference between a sugar baby and a gold digger. A gold digger is married. So the sugar baby can't have her sugar daddy dying or she gets nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically
sugar
it's like-
babies rely on weekly payments.
Yes.
Or visit payments.
And most of them do. Most of them are the older types that have health conditions or, they're up there in years. That's why they've got their money.
That's why they ain't wasting no time trying to pat around with it. Look, I
Right.
will pay you to come on a date and possibly let me bang you.
Yeah. So basically, you can see where business would hurt, especially for the older people that are more susceptible to this virus.
I was going to say it would hurt if they're around there.
So it's going to hurt business for sugar babies. So, wait, what? What is this? What is the Business Insider called?
Crystal Cox reporting from business. That can't be real.
That's the
that's
greatest porn name ever.
No, that's got to be one of them fucking sock puppet reporter names.
I mean, it's probably not a porn I'm watching if the
Crystal Cox.
If the girl's name is Crystal Cox.
What was them two fingers you was doing? Oh, well, I remember one of my first porn crush. Well, maybe a little bit after my first porn crushes, but Sydney Cox, man, she was a fine motherfucker. Yeah. Sydney Steele, I mean, my bad. There wasn't no Cox in it.
There was later.
Well, there's plenty of them.
4 of them at a time. It was the damnest thing. One hole.
Mrs. Cox from Business Insider.
Yeah. It was the anniversary hole too. That's the craziest thing.
What's them last words there? Cox.
Crystal Cox, Business Insider. Business Insider is still pretty.
That cock Business Insider. Oh, that's so fucked up.
And
New Orleans. Yeah. You gonna go or you?
I'll read it. Okay. A New Orleans-based undergraduate who pays the majority of her bills by sugaring is like many sex workers.
Wait. Now, fuck that. Come on now. You know what a sugar baby is, and so do I.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story from a prostitute. I am insulted. These motherfuckers need to be canceled.
A sugar baby is basically a live-in prostitute.
It's a prostitute that don't want to admit it.
Think more Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman and not the one that she was hanging out with. That's a sugar baby.
Right.
Sugaring is like many sex workers, unable to see clients and make a living during the coronavirus outbreak. Sugaring is a dating dynamic in which a sugar baby dates a sugar daddy in exchange for gifts like weekly payments or allowances, vacations, or dinners.
I don't see a shot of poon on there anywhere.
One of her clients is a man in his 40s who is...
I can't believe that.
and worried about passing the disease on to him. It would not be safe for us even to have a meeting in the near future, so that's going to be tough, Lee told Insider. So he still sends me money, but I've found a way out of seeing his old ass.
Now you got to send me to keep this. You got to send me money.
I'm just sending him fake nipple shots.
Right.
They're dog nipples. I've just shaved my dog down.
I hope he don't Google reverse search that shit.
She primarily played.
Looks like that titty was Bingo from that movie Bingo back in the 90s. That wasn't yours.
You've moved the page on me. I've lost my spot here. Okay.
You go up to the top.
Some college students have lamented about canceling graduations and having to wave an early goodbye to their friends as universities across New Orleans announced they would be closing their campuses for the semester in light of the coronavirus pandemic. But one 20-year-old undergraduate who spoke to the Insider and wishes to remain anonymous had other concerns on her mind. She primarily says her bills by sugaring, a dating dynamic in which a sugar baby, usually a young person, dates a sugar daddy, often an older male identifying person. In exchange for gifts like a weekly allowance. We've already read that part, Josh.
I told you these Yahoo fucking articles.
Fucking Yahoos. Usually her work as a sugar baby consists of seeing 2 other clients regularly and collecting her allowance during dinner dates and other excursions, adding up to around $900 a month.
That ain't shit.
But because of the pandemic, her clients are facing financial stress, medical concerns, and are making it more difficult to earn income and make rent. I'm probably going to have to pick up another extra job or potentially carry the virus somewhere else if the person doesn't care, but I also really don't want to do that, she told the Insider. Like, why wouldn't you just want to get a job?
I might actually have to go.
I might have to go work.
And fucking get up at 7 a.m. and literally go to a job.
Right.
I can't do this. I can't fucking do this, Brenda.
I can't read this story anymore. It's pissing me off.
You're just mad you don't. Well, I mean, if you were a girl, you wouldn't do that.
I mean, the guys aren't getting anything out of it.
I guess if you had a business, and like, you know, a business heart inside you, you're like, I can use this to make all kind of money.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd feel trashy though.
Yeah, I mean, you're just making money. I guess we're all whores for something, though.
Definitely.
I mean, we go to work every day, and they use our bodies to do all kinds of unspeakable acts to it. And wait, they don't do that where you work.
I was riding.
Just shove it in there. I don't care anymore.
Man, I was riding with you right there till the end.
But no, I mean, technically, really, it's like you go and you work. You know, you do a physical job too, right? Like you lift things and move things, and 8 hours, eight to 9, 10 hours at a time, and you're away from your family, and you know, I mean, technically, you're just not selling your sex. You're selling your body, though.
Well, we're all slaves to the trade, my friend. That's how everything was built, right? You know,
I think it all should be legal. To be honest with you, you wouldn't have sugar babies anymore. No, whoring.
What are you trying to do, man?
I honestly think whoring should be legal.
That hammer and sickle ain't the way to go, brother.
If somebody wants to sell that thing, let them sell it. You know
that thing.
But I mean, sugar babies.
That's the 80-year-old you talking right now. Yeah, I say let them do it. If they want to sell that thing, let them sell it. Yeah,
I guess I'm Justin Wilson now. Apparently, when I turn 80, I'm gonna be Cajun. Awesome. Something to look forward to. But
maybe you won't have that thing on your forehead.
Yeah. Oh man, hold on.
Well, let me tell you something about that Creole wolf there. I do declare.
I love hearing Chris laughing that. No, man. I mean, you would imagine that would put an end to sugar babies, though. It's like, you know, I can buy this chick for
right
for $200 a night,
or I could go on a steak dinner with you and hear you complain about your fucking undergraduate bullshit. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut out the middle, man.
Right,
and just go right for the
It'd
pussy.
be like going to a strip club or a bikini bar.
Yeah, like a bikini car wash.
You can either go to Hooters or Teasers.
Well, shit. You put it like that.
Yeah. How are the wings at Teasers? At least decent. I can just get by with mediocre
I think
wings.
they had salmonella in there. All right, we're going to go to Teasers anyways. I'm just asking. We'll stop by the gas station.
I'll pick up a McDonald's burger on the way there. But you know what's funny? Speaking about sugar babies, and I know, like I said, we're over time. There's an app, and this came up recently because I've listened to local radio. Did you know there's a thing as professional cuddlers?
Are you I mean, it's not a joke.
No. So apparently there's a thing that if you feel like you need human contact of the non-sexual kind, you just need a hug, there is professional cuddlers that will come to your house. You pay them. They're the big spoon, you're the little spoon, or whatever. And you just lay there for a while. Is that not some sick shit?
Get the fuck out of here.
Like, that's
I thought that chick was tricking me, man. Dude, no shit. I literally was called at like 12:30 one night. It was back when I was still living at my grandma's before it was in between marriages, you know, my transitional period of my life. But, yeah, and she had been drunk and had been to the club and everything. She lived down the road, and, you know, I had hollered at her before, you know, trying to hook up with her, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we talked and this and that. And she literally calls and she's like, "Gosh, I'm drunk. I need a cuddle, buddy." And then, you know, I'm like, "Bet, you know, I'll be down there in a heartbeat, darling." Blah, blah,
You're
blah.
sticking it in my back. I don't want that.
No, dude. We get there, right? Or I get there. And I go and I lay in the bed with her. She's already in the bed. And I'm like, "Oh, great." Fucking, this cuts out a lot of the bullshit.
All the work done.
Yeah. And I fucking take my pants and all that shit off. I lay down. You know, she grabs me or whatever, and she's like, "Look, I don't want to have sex. I'm really hammered.
So I put my pants on and I leave.
I just want to cuddle, blah, blah, blah." Dude.
That's never meant anything to a guy, by the way.
Really? You know, you say that, but, you know.
That means that's like getting a try again soon on your bottle cap for your drink.
Right.
You're going to open another Coke. You're going to try again.
I wanted to, and I figured if I stayed long enough and awake enough, that it would happen, and she'd be like, "Well, I guess you can slide it on in there." Blah, blah.
Right.
Nope.
Can I just kiss on your neck a little
All
bit?
cuddle, brother. That's all. That's legit. All she wants. She never grabbed for it or nothing.
No.
And I woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Damn, I didn't do it at all.
I could cut diamonds with this thing.
No. I was like, dude, for real. I didn't say shit.
Yeah.
I put my pants on. I fucking left, man. I didn't talk to her for like 2 years.
Did you at least tap it 2 years later?
No.
Oh.
Just talk to her. I was pissed, man.
Well, when you say you went in there, you took your pants off. Like, everything? Just balls, free balling?
No, Pooh Bear, man. No, not
You
underwear.
were Donald Ducking it?
Not underwear. I left my shirt on because,
Yeah.
you know, she had said what she said. And I was just like, well, if I take my shirt and shit off, she's going to think I'm just trying to jump on in it, you know? But, man, no, that was the most painful strikeout ever because I'm right there.
Yeah.
She's drunk, you
Yeah.
know, everything. But she's very, very, you know, I don't want to do anything. I just want to cuddle.
She told
So
her friends, this gay motherfucker didn't try to make a move. You know, women talk shit. It's like, and they, you know, their signals aren't that strong. So it's like, she probably told her friends, like,
So
I
Richard-
told him to come over and cuddle. And, you know, yeah, I told him I didn't want to have sex, but I wanted him to encourage me to get there.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, she passed out like 30 seconds after I got there and started hugging her and cuddling with her. And I was just like, oh my God. This
Yeah.
bitch was serious.
And 5 minutes later, you're like waking her up. Hey, you want this or not? I'm going to have to know if I'm going to have to jerk off in your bathroom
No,
or not.
seriously. I knew when she started snoring. Seriously. I knew when she started
Did
snoring.
she have any recollection of calling you and telling you to come over?
Well, I mean, I know she seen that other side of the bed messed up. And
You were gone before she woke up?
I told you I woke up at like 6 o'clock. I was pissed. I put my pants on. I fucking left.
Did
I
she
didn't-
even know you came over?
I'm assuming, like I said, you could tell probably that somebody slept there.
There's ass hairs all over the place.
No, I threw
It's
the-
almost like a half-naked man
you know
was
how
in
you,
here.
you know how you throw the covers over and they double fold?
Yeah.
It was like that.
Oh.
So, you know, she knew she didn't double fold that shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You might have had a weird home invasion situation going on.
No, she called like 2 years later and acted like nothing ever fucking happened. It was the weirdest shit.
She probably didn't know.
Probably
Honestly.
psycho.
Dude, honestly, she probably didn't know you were there.
I don't know, man.
You probably just confessed to some weird crime. Remember when I broke in on that drunk bitch? Cuddled her for a while?
She asked me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have text message proof anymore, I don't guess.
Dude, it was like 2008, man. It was hardly even text messaging back then.
But no, man, cuddling is real. There's an app for it called Cuddler.
So I could have a market here.
Yeah, I mean, you.
I'm a good one.
It's like Tinder without the sex. Well, they tell you on here that, you know, however far you want to take it, it's up to you.
And they have extremecuddler.com.
Cuddler is a location-based app that finds people in the immediate vicinity who are game for a strictly platonic cuddle. Users are shown a name and a picture because cuddling compatibility knows no age of potential snuggle buddies. If you approve one with
Herbert,
one another,
can you get them saggy balls off my leg there? Like an 80-year-old and a college girl? Yes,
Yeah.
age does matter. Don't listen to these fuckers at the time.
when you send a message of your whereabouts, hold on, whoa. If you approve one another within a 15-minute window, then you can send a message about where to meet up and then see real-time walking directions of where the other person is, he or she approaches. As he or she approaches. You can also block a user at any time.
That way, if they're right there and you see them walking down the street, oh my God, look at this
You've
block.
I've never been on this app, but I imagine there are some like strange people on here. Just old like I'm almost betting if you see one of those watchdog.org dots, you will see a cuddler dot right over their house.
It somehow is eclipsing that watchdog dot.
And old big titty Brenda over there is the biggest, the highest recommended cuddler on this app. That was the best thing as a teenager, getting a big boobed hug, wasn't it?
That's all that mattered at one point.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, that's a real thing. Anyways, Josh, I think we've done it, man. We've went almost to 2 shows here. And
So that means like I don't come over next week, and we just let this be the one.
yeah, I mean,
This is our November reign of podcast, people. He made a prophecy at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Singing that song, and look what done happened, Richard Lee.
and we've got another hour if you've listened to Before the Mics. So over almost 3 hours of content this week.
Can you handle that?
And very little dick jokes. Because we were talking about Josh's dick.
There's something. I'm not even going to retort that because that was a good
That was
one.
pretty good.
That was good.
All right, Josh, if they want to follow us or give us a call, how do they do that?
Well, if you are on Twitter, we are at P3 Radio, the number 1. On Facebook, put in that search bar Pop Poncho, and you're bound to see our profile. And if you want to get with us the old school way via text message or voicemail, we might play the shit on the air. You never know. Our phone number is 731-300-6675.
And before we go out today, Josh, we had a text message from Lance that you were going to read.
We got you back.
I just remembered that.
We don't have it pulled up, so
You just want to read it next week? Was it time sensitive?
I mean, no, hold on. We'll go back to the mail. I know what we said, but
I just remembered that as you were giving out the shit there. I was like, oh yeah, we had a text message that we were going to get to that you forgot to pull up. Well, we got to read the people who send us messages, Josh.
We do, indeed.
But we had one from Lance, our buddy. What was his reply there?
He sent a text message, and it says, "This picture in a public bathroom stall made me think of you, gents. A, what would you do if you have to do both? 2, what about the pissless shit? And C, reminder, I've never shit myself.
Bullshit.
Lance."
Bullshit.
It's a picture of one of those flush up this way if you have a solid load, and flush downward if you just have water.
Yeah. I've seen those. Our toilet's actually one of those. It's 2 buttons, one for poo, one for pee, 2 for poo.
You know that's absolute horse shit, right?
No,
Like,
the
the
two
gimmick-
puts more water out.
I know what it does, but Richard, I'm telling you, people are not following those
No,
rules.
I usually hit 1 for everything.
Exactly.
It doesn't flush
and
the
they
tip.
know everybody does that.
It misses the shit paper sometimes.
So Zern or Sloan, whoever made this shit, you're a dumbass. I mean, it's good selling, I guess.
Yeah.
But nobody's following it. So
But yeah, I mean that's awesome that Lance sent us that. And if you want
that's
to get
awesome
in on that,
he's lying to himself about never shitting.
yeah, he
himself.
shit his pants before. So we're gonna do this for real this time. If you want to get in on the action, give that number a call, 731-300-6675. That is our text message, voicemail line. Prank us, send us a picture. Something's on your mind, titties, anything you want to send over to that.
Now, apparently, whenever Lance is in the bathroom, we're on his mind. So we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, so just send that over to 731-300-6675 or give us an email at p3radio1@gmail.com. But that's going to do it for this week, Josh, and we mean it this time. Thanks
We
for
swear to God we mean it
we
this
swear
time.
to God that's it. Be here next week for another episode of P3 Radio, but for tonight, that's it. Thank you and good night.